starting with 1 million luck points. Chapter 161, Do I have to satisfy some excessive request? Zhou Hao, where did you go this late at night? Su Ling asked as she pinched her tiny waist. After the poison was completely suppressed, her skin regained its jade-like skin, making her look very stunning under the moonlight. Zhou Hao casually lied. I went out and walked around the shops around the training camp. Didn't we just arrive? I was thinking of buying some daily necessities, but these shops actually require points. Su Ling immediately believed him. Her cold face relaxed a little and she snorted. Didn't Senior Han tell us long ago that everything in the fortress requires points? When school officially begins, our free points will only be distributed. For the next few days, it's best for us to stay obediently and not run around. I know. I just have nothing to do. Zhou Hao shrugged and asked worriedly, How are you feeling? Su Ling said angrily, Do you only remember to ask now? Zhou Hao hurriedly said, My mind was blank when I saw you suddenly appear. Su Ling stretched out her fair arm and pointed at the black spot on it. It was Senior Zhou from our Huadong city, who helped me completely suppress the poison. I didn't expect Senior Zhou to be a peak-level supernatural expert. That's great. Now, I don't have to worry anymore. Zhou Hao pretended to be excited, but then he said, However, after I become stronger, I still have to go into the spatial rift. After all, the poison in your body is still there. If I don't get rid of it completely, it'll still be a hidden danger. At least you still have a conscience. Su Ling smiled. All right, go back and sleep. Seeing Su Ling turn around, Zhou Hao grabbed her wrist and chuckled. Su Ling, the bed in my room is big enough. Why don't? Bang. Su Ling accurately kicked Zhou Hao's butt. Screw you. Is that all you ever think about? If you have the time, you should train more. With that said, she left Zhou Hao with a beautiful back view. Seeing Su Ling enter the villa, Zhou Hao shook his head and smiled. He was naturally joking just now to prevent Su Ling from suspecting him. Returning to his bedroom, he placed the two colored energy crystals in his palm. Then, he opened the Heaven Dao software and topped up his balance. Swoosh! The two colored energy crystals in his hand instantly disappeared, and his account balance increased by 2 million Heaven Dao coins. As expected, it can be used. Zhou Hao's face revealed excitement. He had finally figured out the essence of Heaven Dao coins. It was actually heaven and earth energy. Without hesitation, he went straight to the gold mystery box page. He clicked on the screen subconsciously. Ding. Please fill in your current medicinal pills, cultivation techniques, weapons, and pets. Zhou Hao immediately filled in the form. Click. After filling in the boxes, he turned the box. Cultivation technique, 9 revolutions golden body art, 3 revolutions, 9 revolutions golden body art, 6 revolutions. Golden crow evasion technique 9 horn lightning snake movement. Weapon, God slaying saber blade of nirvana. Medicinal pills, bloodline pill 3 lined bloodline pill 9 lined bloodline pill. Physique cup sacred cup of constitution divine cup of constitution ancient divine cup of constitution. Pets, lion tiger beast cub sky lion tiger beast cub 9-headed sky lion tiger beast cub dragon lion beast cub 7-headed dragon tiger cub. Upon seeing this, Zhou Hao's eyes narrowed. Looks like the gifts obtained from the live stream can also be improved. He glanced at the luck points again, 82,810,740, current level, blessed by Lady Luck. After hesitating for a moment, Zhou Hao took out 8 more colored energy crystals and topped up again. His account balance immediately increased to 105,513,000 coins. Taking a deep breath, he suddenly spent 50 million luck points. This was the first time he had used so many luck points. Immediately after, he clicked on 10 consecutive gold mystery boxes. Swoosh! The gold mystery box spun crazily. The entire virtual screen was filled with golden dragons. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining a rare level item, the 9-lined Bloodline pill, from the gold mystery box. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining a rare level cultivation technique, 9 revolutions golden body art, 6 revolutions. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining 10,000 roses. After opening 10 consecutive gold mystery boxes and consuming 50 million luck points, he had only obtained 2 rare level items, the 9 revolutions golden body art, 6 revolutions, and the 9-lined Bloodline pill. This made Zhou frown. However, he quickly understood. 50 million luck points was indeed a huge sum, but the 9 revolutions golden body art was an unqualified cultivation technique for the foundation establishment stage. To be able to obtain the 6 revolutions, he probably had already exhausted the luck that Lady Luck favored. Looks like I'll have to spend at least 50 million luck points to obtain the 9-horn lightning snake movement and the blade of Nirvana. After this experience, Zhou more or less had some understanding of the other 2 ultimate items. While Zhou was thinking, the system announcement sounded. Ding! Congratulations to user, I am just an ordinary person for obtaining the ultimate rare level cultivation technique from the gold mystery box. Congratulations! Ding! Congratulations to user, I am just an ordinary person for obtaining the ultimate pill from the gold mystery box. As soon as the announcement was out, countless users went into an uproar. In the chat hall, the messages kept flashing. I'm here to worship the big shot again. An ultimate. Any one of them is a legendary existence without a superior. I can only look up to him now. Ignoring everything else, just by relying on the mystery box, this big shot will probably be able to crush his peers. In Fairy Yuling's live stream room, many users who often stayed behind were also in an uproar. The big shot went to open the mystery box again. I'm so envious. No matter what he does, he attracts attention. Speaking of which, Fairy Yuling, you should have sent a private message to the big shot last time. Take the initiative. You really don't have to work hard if you can seduce such a big shot. That's right. We're all cultivators. How is your dignity more important than strength? If you seduce such a big shot, you will never have to worry and can just rely on the gifts we give you. That will be enough for you to use for the rest of your life. Fairy Yuling looked at the continuous messages on the live stream and felt helpless. Of course, she wanted to seduce such a lucky big shot, but unfortunately, he ignored her. Do I have to fulfill an excessive request? She struggled in her heart. The Heaven Deo software was an opportunity that could change her fate. Chapter 162, Another Breakthrough. The longer she stayed here, the more she understood that she had to work harder if she wanted to go further. Moreover, sometimes, there were things she needed to give up. Otherwise, chasing after the Heavenly Deo would only be an illusory hope. Sighing, Fairy Yuling shook her head bitterly. Even if I wanted to, I don't know if he would be willing to come to my live stream room again. After all, she could only send messages to the people in her live stream. Zhou naturally did not know that his action of opening the mystery box again had incited something in Fairy Yuling's mind. At this moment, he had already arrived at the wilderness area outside the fortress. The 9 revolutions golden body art was bound to cause a lot of commotion. If Zhou extracted it in the villa, it would definitely alarm Din Shi and the other supernatural experts. Roar! Roar! Roars sounded from time to time from the depths of the wilderness. Some green eyes in the darkness stared at Zhou, who had suddenly appeared. Zhou ignored these demon beasts. He sat down cross-legged and opened the Heaven Deo software. He entered the backpack on his personal page and then clicked on the extraction button. Boom! As he extracted the item, a large amount of profound information regarding the 3 additional revolutions of the 9 revolutions golden body art surged in. 4th revolution. A sound that was like the morning bell exploded in Zhou Hao's blood. The blood had completely turned gold at this moment. Moreover, every drop of golden blood revealed a supreme terrifying aura. His entire body emitted a vast aura that was like a primeval beast, making the eyes of the demon beasts in the surrounding darkness reveal fear as they prostrate on the ground. 5th revolution. The changes in his body did not stop. After his blood turned golden, his bones also began to change rapidly. The lustrous white bones were washed by a supreme and vast aura and gradually transformed into a dark gold color. If one used a microscope to look at it, they would discover that every inch of the bones was revolving with countless golden runes. 6th revolution. The originally dark gold bones had all transformed into gold this time, just like Zhou Hao's blood. The terrifying aura Zhou Hao emitted had also instantly become restrained and calm. However, from afar, he looked like a dormant beast. After 6 revolutions, the changes on his body slowly faded away. Zhou Hao stood up and took a deep breath. The air within 1,000 meters was instantly sucked dry because of him. Then, he clenched his fist and casually waved it forward. Space shook violently. After adapting for a moment, Zhou Hao's eyes flashed with excitement. As expected of a high-level foundation establishment cultivation technique. Just the 6th revolution is already so abnormal. Now, with just an ordinary punch, I can shatter a peak-level overlord-level demon beast. I really can't imagine how strong my body will be if I completely reach the 9th revolution. Although he did not know his exact combat strength, he knew that the current him had definitely surpassed a peak-level 9th grade supernatural grandmaster. Of course, in terms of realm, he had also broken through to the grandmaster level. After all, martial artists train their blood essence, masters train their bones and muscles, and grandmasters strengthen their organs. As they do so, grandmasters reach the limit of the human body before transcending. Zhou Hao had now cultivated the 9 revolutions golden body art to the 6th revolution and had only completed the transformation of his blood, bones, muscles, and bones. However, his 5 viscera and 6 bowels had yet to be completed. However, cultivation level was not equivalent to combat strength. For example, because the grandmasters on Earth cultivated relatively ordinary cultivation techniques, their foundation establishment grades were relatively poor. Therefore, their combat strength was generally not strong. There were very few that could match a high-level grandmaster. Only some experts with supernatural physiques like Su Ling could unleash super combat strength. However, Zhou Hao was different. His body had passed through the perfect foundation establishment of the Dragon Elephant Wisdom Technique and the 9 Revolutions Golden Body Art, so his combat strength naturally far surpassed his cultivation level. Retracting his thoughts, Zhou Hao looked at the bloodline pill floating in front of him. This was one of the more than 1,000 bloodline pills he had casually selected. After being upgraded by the mystery box, this bloodline pill had 9 lines that emitted an ancient aura. 9-lined bloodline pill can instantly increase a living being's bloodline. The information was still very simple. Zhou Hao took out the lion tiger beast cub from the black tortoise divine turtle spatial storage. Roar! Roar! As if it had sensed the aura of the 9-lined bloodline pill, the little cub roared crazily, its eyes revealing intense desire. Eat it? Zhou Hao grabbed the bloodline pill and brought it to the cub's mouth. The lion tiger beast cub swallowed it impatiently. Boom! The moment it swallowed, its body instantly underwent a huge change. The lines on its forehead became 3 lines, each revealing a mysterious aura. Its wings disappeared, and the hair on its body became even more exquisite. Its furry tail also became thin like a long whip. The biggest change was its claw. Its original meat pad had disappeared, and its 5 claws were now curved like blades. Furthermore, there were faint lines on its claws. Roar! The cub's size did not change much, but when it roared, there was a faint dragon roar that spread out, causing all the demon beasts in a radius of 50 kilometers to prostrate on the ground. Chapter 163, Bloodline Transformation Dragon Lion Tiger Cub. Johao was stunned for a moment before hurriedly opening the Heaven Deo software. Then, he subconsciously clicked on the gold mystery box and filled in information about his pet. Immediately, the pet compartment changed: Dragon Lion Tiger Cub, 7-headed Dragon Lion Tiger Cub. This 9-lined bloodline pill is really awesome. It actually directly increased the bloodline of the Lion Tiger Beast Cub by 2 levels. Johao could not help but sigh with emotion. Raising one's bloodline was incomparably difficult, especially for demon beasts. Every level of their bloodline was a huge shackle. However, the 9-lined bloodline pill was something he had spent 50 million luck points to open. It was only natural for it to have such an effect. Therefore, he was not surprised. I'll continue to feed this little guy the bloodline pill tomorrow and see if I can transform it again. Johao muttered as he rubbed the Dragon Lion Tiger Cub. At the same time, he felt that since the bloodline pill could increase the strength of a living creature's bloodline, he could definitely get more pets. If there's a chance, I'll find some cubs and give them to Su Ling, Zhang Yi, and the others. Roar! Roar! The Dragon Lion Tiger Cub rubbed its head against Johao's palm affectionately. After its bloodline transformed into noble dragon blood, it became intelligent and knew that its transformation was all thanks to this human. Little guy, go and test your strength, Johao shouted. Swoosh! The Dragon Lion Tiger Cub disappeared in the blink of an eye. In just a moment, it returned with a huge Overlord-level demon beast in its mouth. Bang! The 1,000-meter-tall Overlord-level demon beast smashed heavily in front of Johao, making him jump in fright. He waved his hand and stored the corpse of the beast. This little guy's aura is clearly only at the king level, but he can easily kill Overlord-level beasts. Impressive. His face revealed pleasant surprise. Although Overlord-level demon beasts were similar to ants to him now, it was still something worth being happy about for his pet to have such strength. Roar! Roar! The Dragon Lion Tiger Cub jumped onto Johao's shoulder and rubbed its little head against his neck as if it was trying to claim credit. Johao smiled and threw a bloodline pill to the cub. The Dragon Lion Tiger Cub did not mind and swallowed it in one gulp. After playing with the Dragon Lion Tiger Cub for a while in the wilderness, he threw it into the Black Tortoise Divine Turtle Armor spatial storage and returned to the villa. Be it his luck points, strength, or the increase in his pet's bloodline, he had gained a lot today. Johao also realized the mystery of the Heaven Deo software. In the next few days, no high-level Overlord-level demon beasts appeared in the spatial rift again. Every day, at most, some intermediate-level Overlord-level demon beasts would launch a beast wave attack. The Supernatural Council had experienced beast wave attacks of this level countless times, so Lei Hu and the others did not disturb the honorary president, Johao. In fact, Johao was quite happy to let Lei Hu and the others disturb him. After all, those overlords gave him luck points. However, since Lei Hu and the others did not ask for his help, it was not appropriate for him to go to the Iron Defense Line and fight with the other supernatural experts to kill the Overlord-level demon beasts. Therefore, for the past few days, he had basically stayed in the training camp. As the official start of school for the 7th training camp approached, the originally empty training camp gradually increased in number. However, Ji Yufan, who Zhang Yi, Yuan Cheng, and the others hated, had also arrived. In the qualifying round, although Ji Yufan did not pass the last stage, he had killed many demon generals before he died. Together with the points he had obtained from the previous 2 stages, he entered the top 60. Johao, don't be smug. Su Ling will be mine sooner or later. As soon as Ji Yufan entered the training camp, he went straight to the front of the villa and shouted. Su Ling stood on the balcony of Villa 9 and said coldly, Ji Yufan, on the account that we're all classmates in the future, I don't want to curse at you, but I hope you won't say such things again in the future. Otherwise, I'll get the dean to step in. As a descendant of the supernatural family's Ji family, Ji Yufan had a very strong background, but he was still afraid of Dean Shi. Therefore, when he heard this, he shrank his head and said forcefully, "Zhou Hao, you coward! What's the use of hiding behind a woman?" Zhou Hao also walked to the balcony on the second floor and looked down at Ji Yufan, who was standing on the street. He said lazily, "Ji, you're really ridiculous. Also, don't just talk nonsense. You only have the right to say such things after snatching this villa from me. Otherwise, you'll only be embarrassing your family again." Haha, that's right. I've long disliked this Ji Yufan. Doesn't he just have a special physique? What's there to be cocky about? He was just lucky to be from a supernatural family. In the residential area of the student accommodation across the street from the single villas, many students walked out and left. Ji Yufan was too arrogant and had long displeased many students. Humph, just wait and see. In the end of month assessment of the first semester, I'll let you know the huge difference between an ordinary person and a supernatural being. Ji Yufan's face turned red. He threw out a fierce sentence and turned to return to the dormitory building. Chapter 164, Rules of the Training Camp. After Ji Yufan left, Su Ling frowned and whispered, "Zhou Hao, you shouldn't underestimate him. After all, Ji Yufan has a fire element physique. He definitely won't let us off easily after we tricked him in the qualifying round. You have to work hard." Zhou Hao threw Su Ling a peeled apple and said indifferently, "Don't worry. If we can beat him once, we can beat him again." Su Ling nodded, but she thought to herself that she had to cultivate diligently and strive to be the first to advance to the Grand Master level. At that time, Ji Yufan would no longer dare to bully Zhou Hao. As she thought, she took a bite of the apple. "Zhou Hao, where did you buy this apple? It's so disgusting." Zhou Hao hurriedly said, "Su Ling, these apples are very expensive. My mother instructed me to bring them." The reason why the apple tasted bad was naturally because Zhou Hao had added the liquid of the physique cup into it. When Su Ling heard that the apple was from Zhou Hao's mother, she braced herself and ate it. "I still have a lot. In the future, I'll peel one for you every day," Zhou Hao said with a smile. "Huh? I have to eat it every day." Su Ling's cold and beautiful face immediately turned bitter. Zhou Hao immediately said, "Think of it as Auntie's gift." Zhou Hao's words succeeded in making Su Ling eat the apples. Su Ling said unwillingly, "All right, I'll eat them." The night before school officially began, 60 students gathered at the training ground. Dean Shi, Han Pu, and the other supernatural experts walked to the front. "First of all, congratulations on becoming students of the 7th Global Elite Training Camp. In the next 3 years, we will be together." Dean Shi said some pleasantries and quickly left. Only one supernatural expert was left in the entire training grounds. "My name is Yang Hui. In the future, I'll be in charge of training all of you. I'm a rather strict person. If any of you can't handle it, you can tell me. I'll arrange for someone to send you away. But, as long as you accept it, then no matter what I arrange, you have to do as I say. Do you understand?" Yang Hui said coldly. "Understood." The 60 students, including Zhou Hao, said in unison. Yang Hui nodded. "Very good. You should more or less know that the current situation of humanity is not good. Therefore, you have to work harder to train and strive to graduate early to contribute to the base. The training camp doesn't rear trash. Please leave the training camp automatically if you're ranked last in the monthly assessment. Don't make me kick you out." As soon as he said this, many students immediately went into an uproar. Yuan Chen, Yun Yan, and the others also frowned. No one wanted to be disqualified after entering the training camp. The rules were basically the same as the rules for their focused training class. Silence. Yang Hui shouted and emitted a supernatural aura. The powerful pressure made the faces of every student turn pale. Next, I'll distribute the student card. Keep your card safe as if your life depended on it. Don't lose it. Once you lose it, you won't be able to do anything in your life or in your studies. As he spoke, he began to read the names of every student. Zhou Hao and the others went forward to receive their student cards. The card was similar to a crystal card, but it had the sword-shaped symbol of the 7th training camp on it. After receiving the items, Yang Hui added, "For the top 10 of the qualifying round, we put in an extra 1000 points in your cards. The 11th to the 30th place will get 500 points each. As for the rest of you, you will only get 100 points. Let me remind you guys. Points are very important in the fortress base. You will need to spend 100 points every month on necessities alone. Therefore, don't waste your points casually. In the future, you will also be given free points based on your monthly ranking. Therefore, if you want to obtain more points, work hard and compete." Many students below the 30th rank had ugly expressions when they heard this, including Ji Yufan. The student card he had was only enough for a month's living costs, making him, who was used to being pampered, very uncomfortable. Dismissed. The students in the top 30 will stay behind. You all need to receive additional rewards for the points ranking. Yang Hui said. Immediately, Ji Yufan and the other 30 students left the training grounds. As for Zhou Hao and the others in the top 30, they stayed behind. Soon, more than 10 logistic Ians from the school walked over. All of them were carrying special black boxes. The students in the top 30 looked at these boxes enviously. Chapter 165, Purple Marrow Liquid. They had not forgotten that every single one of the top 10 would obtain a plant spirit. Yang Hui looked at the 30 students who were left behind and said with a calm expression, "This time, the dean has spent a lot of effort to nurture you. I hope you don't let him down. First place to 10th place, come forward." Zhou Hao, Su Ling, Yuan Chang, and the other 10 students immediately went forward. Your reward is the plant spirit, a secret technique worth 100 billion yuan, and armor and weapons worth 10 billion yuan. As Yang Hui spoke, he signaled for the logistic Ians to open the black metal boxes. Swoosh! A refreshing fragrance seeped out. Zhou Hao and the others immediately felt relaxed after sniffing the scent. Plant spirit. Yuan Chang, Yun Yan, and the others stared at the plant placed in the metal box with burning eyes. Plant spirits were extremely valuable. For example, Su Ling had activated her ice muscle body after consuming an ice needle mushroom, and her strength had even increased to the master level. Yang Hui said indifferently, "Zhou Hao, you're in first place, so you get to choose first. However, let me remind you that these plant spirits are all purple marrow liquid and have the same medicinal effect. The differences lie in the secret techniques." Zhou Hao casually chose box 3. After that, it was time for Su Ling, Yuan Chang, Yun Yan, and the others to choose. After choosing, Yang Hui's voice sounded again. "The instructions for consuming the purple marrow liquid are in the box. Remember, consume it according to the instructions. Otherwise, your life will be in danger. Also, it's best to consume it at night. In this way, you will be able to absorb 60% of the medicinal effect the next day." Next were the students in 11th to 30th place. Their additional rewards were worth less. They only had secret techniques worth 1 billion yuan and armor and weapons worth 100 million yuan. At night, in Su Ling's villa, Zhou Hao, Yuan Chang, Yun Yan, and the others were gathered together. "I thought it was some impressive plant spirit. It turns out it's only the purple marrow liquid. This plant spirit is only slightly better than the ice needle mushroom." Fang Yu curled her lips. Yunyan smiled. Be content. Many people would be more than happy just to get a chance to consume plant spirit. This purple marrow liquid can at least help us advance from a high-level martial artist to an intermediate-level master. If we completely absorb it, we will be able to reach a high-level master and will only be a step away from breaking through to a grandmaster. Yuan Chen nodded. That's right. Compared to the other students, we'll gain an advantage. Moreover, we have a secret technique worth 100 billion. That's the most precious. Speaking of secret techniques, what we all chose just now might not be suitable for us. How about this? Let's all take out our secret techniques and see which one is more suitable for each of us. After all, they're all of the same value, Su Ling suggested. I agree, Yunyan immediately said. Yuan Chen, Fang Yu, and the others also had no objections. Immediately, Zhou Hao and the others took out the secret technique. These secret techniques were saber techniques, spear techniques, movement techniques, staff techniques, and axe techniques. All of them were supernatural secret techniques that could be fought over by grandmasters in every city. Zhou Hao, your points ranking is the highest. You choose first. Su Ling looked at Zhou Hao. Zhou Hao shook his head. I'm fine with anything. You guys choose first. Su Ling glared at Zhou Hao, but she did not say anything. Instead, she looked at Yuan Chen. Yuan Chen did not stand on ceremony. I'm good at spear. I'll choose a spear technique. After him was Yunyan's turn. She had chosen a movement technique. Everyone finished choosing and left behind an axe technique. Then I'll take the axe technique, Zhou Hao said with a smile. With his current strength, it didn't matter what technique he chose. Su Ling could not help but say, Zhou Hao, don't you use a saber? Zhou Hao said casually, axes are like sabers anyway. They're both blades. Yuan Chen, Yunyan, and the others were speechless. All right, everyone, go back. Quickly consume the purple marrow liquid to increase your strength. The pressure on us is not small. The other students are all trying to snatch our villas. Zhou Hao hurriedly changed the topic. Yuan Chen, Yunyan, and the others nodded and left the villa one by one. Soon, only Su Ling and Zhou Hao were left. Zhou Hao, why don't I help you ask the dean if you can switch for a saber technique? Su Ling said softly. She had been lying in the ice marrow bed these past few nights and had become familiar with the dean. It's fine. I'll go back first, Zhou Hao said and turned to leave. Su Ling stomped her foot angrily. This bastard. He can't even tell that I'm worried about him. Zhou Hao returned to his villa and directly threw the purple marrow liquid and secret techniques into his spatial storage. These things were useless to him. Lying in bed, he lifted the dragon lion tiger beast out. This little guy's body had not changed since last time. Roar! Roar! As soon as it saw Zhou Hao, the dragon lion tiger beast jumped and landed on Zhou Hao's chest. What a gluttonous little fellow! Here, this is the last bloodline pill. Zhou Hao had been feeding the dragon lion tiger beast these past few days. However, probably because it had consumed the 9-lined bloodline pill, its bloodline upgrade had become even more difficult. After consuming more than 1,000 bloodline pills, its aura still did not change much. After throwing the last bloodline pill out, Zhou Hao opened the Heaven Dao software. Looking at the balance of tens of thousands of Heaven Dao coins on it, he simply charged another 2 colored energy crystals, which was worth 200 million yuan. Time to go to the live stream room and test the effect of the other gifts, he muttered before entering the live stream page.